first full day here in Warsaw, and we are back at the same like milk bar that we were at yesterday. We got something a little bit different. I wanted my potato pancake again, but I don't think they make them this early. So instead we've got some pierogies again. Fried pierogies. These ones are mushrooms and cabbage, like I was getting in Krakow. And we got some fried eggs and potatoes.
This one's super cheap. It's like $3 for potatoes and fried eggs.
Yeah. And then we got the most gorgeous apples and cream crepes I've ever seen. And obviously the like 50-cent juice again. So excited. Fueling up for a big day. Potatoes are good. So we just left the restaurant and we stumbled to this square. I'll put the name on the screen because I'm going to butcher it. It's the square where the tomb of the unknown soldier is. But we got drawn in by all these people here. I have no idea what's going on. And it turns out we wanted to be here anyways, but the whole area is roped off, so you can't get to the tomb. It's back there. We'll maybe check back tomorrow because it's kind of close to our place. See if we can go in. I don't know what is going on, but there's a lot of police and potential, I don't know what's going on. But I think it's some sort of ceremony for military or police or firefighters or maybe service, like first responders. I'm not entirely sure. I do know that yesterday was May 3rd, which I believe is Poland's Independence Day. So maybe that has something to do with it. And now it's Saturday, it's a weekend, so the festivities are probably on. But who knows? So across Warsaw, there are benches dedicated to the composer Chopin, who is from here. And these benches play his music. They're scattered across the city. I think there's one in this park. So we're going to look for it. I talked to my mom on the phone last night, and I was telling her that I'm excited to go see these benches from the composer Chopin. And she said, no, you're not going to say it like that. I found it. So this is what it looks like. Oh, wait, right here, look.
Very nice.
So we're walking into the next of my favorite stops in these cities, the university. I love checking out universities from other cities.
These universities are also nice with the beautiful architecture buildings and stuff. And then it makes you think back to our university, UFC back home, which was built in the era of like the 80s where everyone is obsessed with just making brown colored buildings, like gross beige rectangles. So like most of the buildings are just really ugly. The new ones there are nice, but for some reason we were just obsessed with building completely disgustingly ugly buildings for a while in North America, and that's what our university looks like.
So our first real activity today is walking the Royal Way. You would have seen us do this in Krakow and Gdansk too. I don't know if this is something unique to Poland, but we haven't really seen this walking street called the Royal Way anywhere else we've been. It's basically where the royalty would have walked down at one point, and it comprises two different streets that have a bunch of sites, sometimes shops and stuff depending on where you are. This one is absolutely beautiful, and there's a bunch of important historical monuments along the way. So we're gonna take you there now.
And it's a gigantic pedestrian street, like huge sidewalks, huge road just for people and bikes, and all these sites on the side. So classic Europe, doing it again. Love to see it.
This is the Holy Cross Church behind me, and it is home to the heart of Frederick Chopin. It's hidden in one of the pillars inside of the church. So I'm not gonna go inside because I am not dressed to go inside of a church today, neither is Carson. And I'm sure that it's not on display anyways. I think it's safely hidden inside one of the pillars. Crazy. I know nothing else about it. I don't know if it's mummified, I don't know. I know nothing else besides that it's in there. Do you know what's up there, Carson? Who do you think that is?
Chopin.
No. I told you his name this morning.
Copernicus.
Copernicus. So many famous Polish people.
Yeah, and who was Copernicus?
He was an astronomer, and Carson didn't think that I was gonna know that. We're coming up to the Copernicus statue right now, and he was a very, very important astronomer who developed the theory of the universe wherein the sun is the center, not the earth. You can see, look, there's little planets around his monument. And he's Polish. So many famous Polish people. So like I showed you, they have these little, like, planets is the word I was looking for, on the ground in front of the statue. Looking for the Earth right now, and Kristen was like, you know where it'd be? No, I don't. That one's Mars, so it's probably over here. Oh, Kristen found it.
And the moon.
The Earth and our moon.
It's pretty cool. I like this monument. What a fun idea. Pretty big moment there in history, so good job, Copernicus. You know, maybe at some point, not now, some point in the near, far future, we could maybe get a drink later. Okay, and then 10 minutes later, I'm so thirsty. Oh my god.
That's what I said, Kristen. How did you not get that from what I was saying? Kristen, try to have a positive attitude.
If you ate a bunch of strawberries and then peed into a bottle, this is what it would look like. Do you see that?
It's no more negativity from you today.
Have your strawberry pee.
On one of the itineraries, when I was researching what to do, they said to go to this one cafe called Flickle. Not sure if I'm saying that properly at all. I like to just pronounce words phonetically as you would in English, but knowing they're in other languages. And to get this specific type of pastry for breakfast, I didn't really realize what it was because I didn't see a picture because the Wi-Fi in our Airbnb is actually garbage. Like, it would not load the pictures. Turns out, one second. Turns out it's a donut. They had 3 different flavors: rose, plum, and pistachio. We got the plum one. It looks so good. So now we're gonna try it after as a little afternoon snack.
Yum.
Give me some pea water. Is it good?
Oh, it's delicious.
Flavored water is underrated. I love all water, especially just regular water. Sometimes you want a little hint of strawberry. So good. Okay, let's give this donut a try. I'm gonna set you up. Let's hand sanitize. We don't want to get sick this close to the end of the trip.
A big chunk of donut. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a Timbit. It tastes exactly like a Timbit from Tim Hortons. The specific ones with the light glazing, like the light brown ones with the glaze, that's exactly what that tastes like. All the Canadians, all the real ones know. What on earth are you doing?
To be honest, I'm worried I got a little bit of skin sensitivity. Okay, I'm gonna give it a bite. Oh, it totally does. I got the plum filling though, look at that.
The plum, it makes it a lot worse.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. I really like it without the plum. I think it was supposed to be filled with rose. Hannah chose plum, so that's on her.
Because rose is not a flavor. We're nearing the section that may or may not have hand sanitizer on it. So tread lightly.
Can I have a little hand sanitizer?
For your hands?
For my
Or
mouth.
for your insides, yeah. Did you get any hand sanitizer? I think I ripped it all off.
Oh, you're just fast and loose today, right? Very okay donut. Not that good.
That was good. It was 7.50 zlotys, which is like $2 Canadian. So just
You know, very mediocre. 6 out of 10 donut. Not even close to as good as Krispy Kreme in America, which is the golden standard of donuts. So,
no,
which
golden
that's an
standard.
11.
Tim Hortons has the best
Wow.
donuts.
That's
the apple
very,
fritters. The apple
very,
fritters.
very wrong. Any Canadian will tell you that's not true.
Really?
Krispy Kreme donuts are the best in
I
the
don't
world.
like Krispy Kreme donuts.
That's why you're not allowed to judge donuts.
The apple fritters, the blueberry fritters and the apple fritters from Tim Hortons are the best donuts. Tim Hortons has got some good ones. The Oreo ones they make are really good.
Fun. You ever had a Krispy Kreme donut?
Yeah.
In America?
It's kind of like not in America.
You know.
So, anyways, Americans weigh in. What do you think?
Americans know their donuts, I'll tell you that. You gotta trust their opinion.
We're still walking up the Royal Way, and at the other end of the trail is the Presidential Palace. This is where the Warsaw Pact was signed in 1955 while Poland was under Soviet rule. And it's obviously still functioning. There are guards outside, so you can't get any closer than this right now. It's really pretty. Carson was saying that he doesn't like the statue because it's a little derivative of his favorite mark is really a statue in Rome.
The old town now, and you can tell.
I was gonna say before that on the itineraries and all the research I was doing said that when you walk up this street it enters the old town at the start, and you can tell because the architecture changes to way more colorful buildings, and we just experienced that. As you can see, when we were down further they were like the classic like white buildings, right? And now it's so colorful. So didn't really understand what they meant, but it literally like all of a sudden you enter in the old town borders and now it looks like this. So we've made it to the end of the Royal Way, and what marks the end of the Royal Way is the castle square at the beginning of the old town. We're standing inside the castle square right now. In the center is a statue to one of the Polish kings, the king who was responsible for moving the capital of Krakow to Warsaw in 1596. On the other side of that statue is the palace. So we're gonna go check both of those out right now. The old town here is so busy. We noticed yesterday that it's one of the busiest places we've been in our entire trip, and it's May right now as we're filming. So Chris was saying he's sweating a little bit about Italy, so that's where we're going next. And Italy is not known to be a hidden gem.
I know. I'm worried it might be really busy. And we went to Italy last time, sort of during COVID, the travel lull, but when you were allowed to travel, and it was the off season. So I'm really worried it's gonna be packed.
Yeah. Behind me is a monument dedicated to all of the child soldiers who died during World War II protecting Warsaw and Poland. So like I said in the intro, today we're doing more of an old town exploration, and tomorrow we're going to really get into some more World War II history here in Warsaw, like we've been seeing across Poland so far. But in the middle of the park we're walking through is a memorial to where the wall for the Jewish ghetto used to be. You can see it on the ground right here. This area is one of the main entrances to the Jewish ghetto that the German troops entered on April 19th, 1943, which was the start of the Jewish uprising in the ghetto. We learned about it last night when we watched The Pianist. I'll get into more of the history of the Jewish ghetto and what the Polish Jews suffered while they were in there. But right here is a section of where the wall once stood. So behind me, the last stop of the day is the monument to those who fought in the Jewish ghetto resisting the German troops. Like I said, I will talk more about this tomorrow. I'm sorry that everything is a little bit out of order, but I wanted to keep all of the World War II history together in tomorrow's section. But like I said before, in 1943 in April, a bunch of people living in the Jewish ghetto were able to hold off the German troops for an entire month after facing starvation and with minimal weapons. It's a really amazing story, and this honors the sacrifices that they made. Behind the statue is the Museum of the History of the Polish Jews, which Carson and I are not going to go into, even though I've heard that it is beautiful. It is a gorgeous building also. We've just done a lot of museums so far. Warsaw is our last stop in Poland, so we've heard a lot of this history already, and we don't want to burn ourselves out on museums. Tomorrow we are going to go to the Uprising Museum, so we'll learn all about that then. Poland has the best convenience stores we've seen since we were in Asia. They have hot food that they heat up for you just like they did when we were in Asia. So I'm gonna show you.
Yum.
So they have sandwiches, which slap, and then they have paninis that you can heat up, falafel, and cheese somewhere, cheese. So good. But my favorite section is over here, which is the food that they will heat up for you in the microwave. They have pastas, and my favorite, pierogies. And then they also have these little apple, oh here they are, like crepes, little apple crepes. So good. And like soups. Literally the best convenience store we've been in since Asia. We love this place. We've come here so often while we've been here. They also have a ton of stuff that they'll make for you at the front, like hot dogs and that sort of thing. So Carson's gonna get something. I'm always so nervous filming in here because in Asia they didn't let you record in the convenience stores. That one was like a smaller one. They usually have vegetarian hot dogs, which look actually not very appetizing. They're like gross brown. But tomorrow I'm gonna try to get one because I haven't really gotten to get any of the food from here except for the falafel wraps because not a lot is vegetarian. So we'll see. Actually, they also have like a panini, and I might get that as a late night snack tonight. Who knows? They have all these fun sauces you can put in, and it's like a pocket dog, like I said last time. And I got cheese, firecracker sauce, which is like hot, spicy, tomato-y stuff, and then ketchup and mayo. So let me try some.
Come on. And yeah, it's just a nice little bun with the hot dog. Come on. This is a perfect little snack right here.
Oh, the cheese tastes like Cheese Whiz. It tastes so good. Kristen, that must be good.
Well, it's just unbelievable. Just gotta be terrible for you. But every once in a while, you just want a big old pocket dog with a bunch of crazy sauces. Eat in your hand while you walk down the street, and I love it. So we're gonna head back for a little break, and then we're gonna go out for dinner tonight. So it seems as our travels have progressed this far, Carson and I have become adverse to change because we are eating at the same restaurant we've eaten our last 3 meals at. But it's so good. It's authentic. It's cheap and it's delicious. Yeah. And it's easy because you order on the thing. Oh, I love it. It's great. So anyways, here we are again. I'm back getting the mushroom potato pancake, mashed potatoes, and ginger. I got the potato pancake as well. Wanted to try it. Full potato dinner at our favorite restaurant. We are eating 3 sets of potatoes today with some sauce. Going for a little walk to burn off the potato that we ate, and we came across this park that's like I've been saying all day, just absolutely packed with people. They're mostly in the distance, so there's none directly in front of us, which looks a little weird. And it's got like street food and everyone eating at the restaurants. And it's so nice, and the weather's so nice and warm. And they've got their favorite things ever in Poland is these fountains that light up like that. So we're going for a little stroll. The next day, we just ate at the same restaurant we're always eating at, so I didn't film that. But behind me is the Warsaw Uprising Museum, which we're gonna go check out now. A little bit of background before we get into it. It's a movie that you definitely should check out if you're interested called Uprising. It was a recommendation from my dad, who's obsessed with this kind of stuff. A brief overview of the uprising. It was carried out by Polish insurgents and civilians. The people here in Warsaw rose up against the German forces on August 1st of 1944. Lasted about 65 days until October
October of 1944, and their goal was to reclaim Warsaw from the Germans. The Soviets were also advancing on Poland. It's 1944, so it's nearing the end of the war. The Soviets did not get involved in the fighting. As we know from Polish history, the insurgents were not successful in freeing Warsaw, and they later came under Soviet control. So we're gonna learn more inside the museum, and I'll tell you about it when we get out. Replicas of these sewer tunnels that people walked through during the Uprising. Oh, that was tight, like the Ho Chi Minh tunnels in Vietnam. A bunker that the Germans built nearing the end of the war when they were trying to stop the Soviets from taking over Warsaw. So we just finished inside of the museum. Like all of the museums in Poland, it was super well designed, like engaging. The rooms were really cool. They had a lot of really cool artifacts. But this museum was one of the weirdest I've ever been to in terms of like the flow. I still don't know anything that I learned in there. None of it made sense to me. They were jumping through time a lot, like 1941, and now it's 1944 when the Rising happened, and now it's 1942, and now it's 1939. Like, none of it made sense. It had way less information than the World War II museum that we went to in Gdansk, but because I couldn't follow the flow of time, and because I don't know anything about the Uprising in Poland, it felt super overwhelming. Like, I just couldn't figure out what was happening. I was saying that maybe it's just not meant for us, right? Like, more people need to accept the fact that not everything is made for your consumption. It may not be made for me. It may be made for Polish people and students who are coming here to learn about their history, and they already know some stuff, right? Like, it'd be like me going to a Holocaust museum or a museum of Canada's history. Like, I know the flow of time, I know certain events, and I can isolate them and still understand what's happening in the story. But this one just had a lot going on, and like I said, it was very beautiful. The rooms were super engaging visually, but I just could not follow at all. I still really don't know anything about the Warsaw Rising, and I'm gonna have to go do some more research. Carson?
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like a hater, but I just thought it was very 2 paragraphs about a typewriter and 2 paragraphs about a piece of paper. But it's like, could I have 1 paragraph about what is going on?
I think the history of the Rising is really interesting, and the Polish people have such an insanely amazing history, and they're very strong and resilient people. I'm not as much of a hater as Carson. I think the museum was really good. There's just some things that I was like, what is going on? You know?
I'm unfortunately a hater.
This isn't on that many itineraries to come here. It's just my parents have been here and they spoke highly of it, and also we wanted to learn about the Uprising. So. Well,
little did I know this wasn't a popular place to come.
Oopsies. So we are gonna head off now to find a piece of the Ghetto wall. My dad has sent us on a bit of a goose chase to find this, but it's nearby. I'm going off an address because I don't think people here, I don't think it's very well trafficked. So we're try to find it. So we finally made it to the wall. This is Siena 53 is the address. And this was a part of the Ghetto wall from 1940 to 1941. It's closed on Sundays, which is so sad. We can't go all the way back in, but you can see it. I'll show you. So this area of Warsaw we're in is more like down, what I would classify as like downtown, you know? Like skyscrapers right there, and then the big Palace of Arts and Science right there.
Science and culture.
Carson and I are both feeling really tired, so we are going to go ahead back to the room for a little lay down, little rest, and then we're gonna come back out, wander through the old town, and then get a fancy dinner. It is our last night, just the two of us, of the entire trip, the year of traveling before we go back to Canada. Because when you go to Italy, Carson's parents are gonna be there. So pretty exciting, but we're both feeling super tired all of a sudden. Warsaw buses are the best buses we've seen this whole trip.
Zabikanki and Zabka.
We had a little rest. As you can tell, it's definitely gonna rain now. I kind of dropped the ball in this vlog. I'm just so tired, like so tired, and I don't really know why. And we have a huge Italy trip coming up, but the light at the end of the tunnel is that we're going home for like a complete rest here in a little bit. So in the next little bit, you're gonna get to see us in Calgary, which is crazy to think we're finally going home for a visit. So I think it's gonna storm. It's currently in the middle of storming. It's rainy and there's dust everywhere. So it's like Asia V2 running in the rain to get under cover. It's not as bad as Asia.
Yeah, not by a long.
The streets have really cleared out though since we walked through here earlier because it started to rain a lot. You can see the ground. Find us a restaurant to have our last meal here, and it's the cutest one ever. I got these like potato balls with mushroom sauce. Kristen got a meat soup.
Meat soup.
A soup with meat and a deviled egg. A soup with meat.
I got the famous sour rye soup. It was the first thing they ever made in this restaurant apparently. And the sausage and egg and bread. Yeah.
So it looks so cute. This is the cutest little restaurant.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's weird though, but I like it a lot.
Here's the potato crumpet. I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. Let me review it. Okay, I'm dipping in the sauce. She set a candle underneath it so it stays warm. It's actually the cutest thing ever. Okay, there's a lot of sauce, so I'm gonna get a healthy amount. It's so hot, but so good. Really, really good.
Mine is excellent. It's like a nice hearty soup, very stewy. I like it a lot.
Do you like deviled eggs?
Never had I've really been enjoying the sausages here in Eastern Europe, and this is no disappointment.
That was so good. So good. One of the best meals we've had, I think, in Poland.
Turned out excellent. I really liked it a lot.
And we got to reminisce about our whole trip, our whole 1 year.
So, what a happy little night.
We'll probably make a recap video when we get home. But for right now, we're just feeling very happy and very lucky. So if you saw our Berlin vlog, which you probably didn't because it was like 2 years ago, you know that Carson has a personal ban of riding Lime scooters in Europe. But because it's our last night here in Warsaw and it's the last night of our entire trip together, I said that he can get a Lime scooter. So we're gonna go on, because this area is perfect, like it's a pedestrian street, there's no one out because it just finished raining. So we're gonna take it.
I'm so excited. This is the perfect place. And I love them. Are you ready?
He's already leaving me behind.
Ready?
It's all going well so far.
Carson's living.
It's been pretty fun. Look at Carson. Carson's having so much fun.
I love these super things. It's so perfect on those giant roads with the nice scenes.
We came across a actual road, but we're gonna keep going that way. And it's paved now. On the cobblestone, it was like vibrating. Went to turn and he pushed me off. He's this close to getting banned again. Look at his smug face. This Old Town Square at nighttime and during the daytime a little bit is like such a little party area. Well, not really party in that way. There's just, and especially right now because it's just raining, there's these things, you've probably seen them on the internet. Oh, there's Carson. You've probably seen them on the internet, these things. They're the things that spin around and you get like the 360 video of you like dancing, whatever. And then there's people selling balloons. And the people selling Carson's favorite things that fly up in the air and spin down. It's such a fun little area, this square. Anyways, now that we've had our fun little scooter, I think we're gonna head back. I don't think we're gonna do anything else. So.
That's great. What a great end to the day. Made me so happy. I love those stupid scooters.
Yeah, super fun. We had a great time in Warsaw. I'll end off the vlog here. We are heading to Venice tomorrow. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye.